Hey y'all. Welcome to I Got My Heart Broken and Decided to Make a Podcast. Yeah, we have a lot to say today. Um so much has happened and yeah. First, before I really even get into it, I need to stop just starting to dive in, but I hope you're well. I hope you're enjoying the podcast so far. We are nearing the end of this season. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're learning something from it. I know some of this stuff is probably repetitive, but my perspective changes kind of every day because, you need to change how you think about stuff and how you view things. So, yeah, and sometimes that's kind of really, really necessary. Um Today, I actually want to talk about right people, wrong time. And not even just people, but right opportunity, wrong time, and your self-belief, and just even going back to old shit. So that is kind of what today's episode is about. I know I have other episodes and I've discussed very similar topics, but this is I got my heart broken. I got my heart broken and decided to make a podcast. So you feel me? It is, everything is kind of connected, and you can really go deep when it comes to love and just discussing love and discussing how different things affect you. So I am messing with someone right now, someone from my past, and I'm not giving y'all I'm not putting on my relationship or nothing like that. Well, I'm not in a relationship yet, but my pending relationship. But I'm messing with somebody from my past, and she was a right person, wrong time type of situation, but at the same time, not really. And I'm gonna say not really because I will say it was a right person, wrong time. The reason why I was gonna say not really mainly was just I don't want to say we never really tried it, because we definitely did try it, but it just didn't work out. But it didn't work out, not like the other people that I've messed with and it not working out. It didn't work out because we just weren't compatible. You know what I'm saying? But me and her, we didn't work out. I don't I don't know, because we both needed some development and a lot of growth. Um yeah, so that's kind of why we didn't work out. But I will say the first time that I met her and truly got to know her and we were talking, she opened up a different world that I never experienced. So I'd would date people, but we would never have these super deep conversations, and she opened that up. Now, she added something to my need list when it comes to relationships, and that's why it's so good to date. Because yes, I've gotten my heart broken. Yes, I've gone through the ringer. Yes, I've experienced so much, but it's the moment I decide to close my heart up, I lose that love. And why would I ever want to lose that love? Because love is actually the most beautiful thing that we as humans get to fucking experience. That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? So why would I just close myself off to that? And even when people say oh, I don't wear my heart on my sleeve, or oh, I could never do this or I could never do that because I got my heart broken a long time ago. So you can't treat everybody like that person that hurt you. And then bro, people are experiences, number one. And then not even just our people are experiences, but you learn so much about yourself just being in love. And you do learn a lot being alone too. Don't get me wrong, but as humans, we're not meant to be isolated. We're not meant to be alone. Think about people that go to jail and they get put in solitary fucking confinement. They come out and they're fucked up, bro. Being alone by yourself as a human, no other human interaction, it fucks with your brain. It's actually kind of there are studies that literally say it's worse than fucking smoking cigarettes. And just imagine, how bad smoking cigarettes are. So, yeah. And it's okay to love, and that's something I'm learning. Yo, 2025 taught me so much, and I'm not gonna lie, this year when it comes to love has been interesting. um started off the year messing with the biggest liar I ever met. And okay, I know I be saying like the biggest liar, da 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 da, but I actually really hope this girl is okay. I often, like, when she crosses my mind, I'm like, I hope she's not dead. I hope she's alive. I hope she's well, which we'll touch on that in a moment. But started off messing with the biggest liar I ever met, and then somebody who I thought was the love of my life, who I thought I was gonna spend forever with. Episode 4, fuck it. Episode 4, they hurt me like really bad, but they've hurt me like in this way kind of before. So it's just very interesting, and I'm not gonna lie, like the type of love that I've chosen to, I'm not gonna say sit around and receive, but I've chosen to allow people to like treat me just kind of any way, like, it's really crazy because so I don't even feel like getting into it but basically, like, I've just experienced a lot of hurt, and a lot of hurt within on my own end too, because I betrayed myself in certain situations. When it came to messing with the liar, I didn't listen to my gut. And when it came to messing with episode 4, she she's shown me this side of her before, in a sense. But I don't know. I guess this time, like, it just is weird. And I'm even gonna share some stuff that I've written to episode 4, like in my notes that I just would never share with her. But fuck it, might as well put it here. But yeah, I don't know. I've experienced a lot, and a lot of this was like just self betrayal. Me and my current girl, like, us messing with each other, actually was an accident on my end. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell y'all this story just because, yeah, but it was an accident on my end. Well, no, I'm gonna tell y'all, but like, basically it was just an accident because I just thought we were gonna catch up, talk for like an hour. We ended up talking for 7, and then it was like, I just didn't realize how much I really missed her. And that's why, like, energy really never dies, and that's something I can discuss. Actually, I would like to discuss in a different episode, maybe season 2. But yeah, energy does not die at all. So just remember that, you know? And if it's permanently altered, then something like had to happen. And I just think, even like when it comes to episode 4, the energy with her is permanently altered. The energy with the liar is permanently altered. Like, yeah. And I think the last person who I guess I had that type of energy with, where okay, we could spin the block with each other, is my current girl. But yeah, anyway, I'm saying all of this to say, wow, I had a big, like, a long freaking eyelash in my eye. But I'm saying all this to say, like, love is a beautiful thing. To allow yourself to experience love, to just stay open, is a big deal. Because, like, okay, the world conquers you by dividing us and keeping us separated. And to keep us separated is you know to cause isolation. Like, you can travel alone, but you go farther if you're with people, and that's necessary. Humans are very social beings. We need each other. But society now, and I don't want to say like the government, but just society now, it just gives, oh, you want to be alone, you want to be alone. And being alone is like, not, like, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Like I said, it changes how your brain structure works. Yeah. And I kind of want to transition, because I don't want to just talk about, like, romantic love in this sense, but I do kind of want to discuss, like, right opportunity, wrong time. So, a little bit about me. I am a junior senior at Bethune-Cookman University. The reason why I'm a senior junior, I have a minor, so it adds an extra semester. But credit wise, I have senior credits. Doesn't mean I have, met all of the graduation requirements. But we'll see. We'll see when this comes out. What I am. If you see me walking across the stage in May on my Instagram, then hey, I did what I had to do to graduate on time and with my, my minor and everything. But Anyway, right opportunity, wrong time. So yeah, I attended Bethune-Cookman University, and I left, and I took a semester off. I left, went to a different school, and then I ended up happening to take a semester off, and then I ended up coming back to Bethune-Cookman. But I say all this to say, when I was at Bethune-Cookman my first go around, I like proved the fuck out of myself. Like, I really showed these people I'm a hardworking person. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do that. And I had all these opportunities, and I was like dealing with a lot, like just personally, like living situation wise. Like, bro, it was just a lot like I was dealing with, and like professionally, school got in the way. If that makes sense. And it was, and like even like my freshman year going into my sophomore year, I worked the BET Awards as a production assistant, and I did so many amazing things. I networked with so many amazing people, and I had so many great opportunities, but I wasn't in the mindset, I guess, to like really get myself out of those or like to really take advantage of those opportunities and really like change my life with it. And like I don't know, like my mind, like my life, like when my life, I don't know, around that time, like my life just kept taking over. Like it just kept taking over, and it would do that to me so much. Like you can't have too much going on. I'm not saying like, yeah, like bro, I don't know, if you're just battling something mentally every single day. Like I guess I just wasn't mentally strong enough to like not deal with the situations, but to build a career and then also like succeed, or and also like beat these fucking demons I was facing, you know what I'm saying? And it was just, it was a lot, man. It was a lot. And I don't know, I just say all of this to say like I now kind of am really hard on myself because now I'm back at Cookman, but I'm not really where I used to be, in the sense of I took like damn near a year maybe off of shooting. So I lost like some skills. I didn't keep a camera in my hand. I I came back and I withdrew because I have bills, and I feel like I can work a lot harder. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a lot of potential and I need to live within my potential. And that's what I mean. Like I'm a different person, and like right opportunity, wrong time. I was going through so much. Now I think I would love to have the opportunities that I used to have, and I'm sure I could still have those opportunities, but I'm not gonna say I'm not seeking them, but I recognize that I'm not in competition, but there are people right now who are performing a lot better than me, and I would love for them to have their moment to shine. And I know that's like crazy, like, you got these connections, your networkers, your everything, blah 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 blah, but I want these people to have their moment to shine because of what my moment to shine taught me. Not that like, you have a prime and then you fall off. No, I don't really believe in that. Like I just think, life is a bunch of hills and valleys, and right now I just don't want to be put on a pedestal. Not only do I not want to be put on a pedestal, but I want to improve, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. And I feel like I can learn a lot more from these people if they get more opportunities. If all of this stuff just, like really, really makes sense. So, yeah, I don't know. I just say all of that to say, like, yeah, like sometimes you get the right opportunity. I'm not gonna say at the wrong time because I don't think there's anything such thing as coincidences, and I believe everything happens for a reason. But this also applies to like the same thing when it comes to love and how you love, and for real, like dead ass, like this is why like being a child is so important, and why like your childhood is such a big deal, because it like affects everything. Quite literally, it affects everything. um like your career is just a collection of relationships. If you don't know how to form healthy relationships with people, you might not have a healthy career. And so you just might not have a healthy career. And if you don't know how to have healthy relationships, you can't build a really good community. You can't build a village, because not everybody, like if you didn't come from a village and you weren't taught how to be a good community member, it just I don't, like it just affects so much. And this is why being quote unquote raised right, and my definition of being raised right is just do the right thing always. Like, teach your kids to just always do the right thing. Like the right thing is not easy, but just always do the right thing. And then also yeah, teach your kids to always do the right thing, but also like teach them how to just be there for people, how to show up for themselves, show up for those that they love. Like, that stuff really matters. And that stuff like also carries over into networking, into building a career. Like, yo, this stuff really, really matters. And if you don't know how to do these things, I'm really good at networking. I can meet people, I can boom, boom, boom. But I do struggle sometimes with maintaining that relationship. And I say all that to say, like, these are skills that you have to be taught, and you have to have, like, you sometimes just have to go through like life experiences to just be taught those things. And yeah. And I want to quickly, because she's crossing my mind, so now I do need to find her number. But my mentor who got me to the BET Awards, I haven't talked to her in maybe 2 years, and it wasn't intentional. But I just want to give a shout out to Shaquilla Ferguson. Shout out to her. She saw something in me, Tyra, in December that other people didn't see. I'm not gonna say they didn't see, but like, she gave us an opportunity to prove ourselves and to do amazing things. And yeah, just shout out to her. There were many lessons that she gave us, and she connected us with so many people, and I genuinely appreciate that. Um on so many different levels, like even to the state, to just recognize, yo, as a freshman, I didn't even really know what the fuck I was doing. I was having conversations with major people, networking with major people, on Zoom calls with major people. Like, but this shit's major. Anyway, yeah, so I just shout out to her. Thank you so much, and I pray that you are doing well. um And it's like, I'm not even gonna lie, my thank you and shout out to her kind of just ties into self-belief. Like, it gets you really far. If you believe that you can do it, you'll do it. And like, kind of just back to what I was saying, like, I guess I know that I can achieve great success because I've seen a lot of great success. I know that I can network because I've shown myself that I can network. But like, low key, you can't be something that you've never seen. And self-belief, mm, and I'm going to explain what I mean by like what you've never seen, but give me a moment. But self-belief, like I said, it gets you really far, because you're able, like, despite, any doubts that you might have, or despite any doubts that other people might place on you, if you believe in yourself and you conquer your mind and you control your mind and you control your thoughts, then, you already won. Yeah, like, you literally already won. So, and when I say, like, okay, you can't be something that you've never seen, I don't mean that kind of in the literal sense, but you know how, like, you gotta leave your hometown, go experience new shit, and a lot of times people are like a basic. It's kind of the same thing. And like, you if you don't, find good role models and mentors and stuff like that, then you're gonna really struggle to carve out a path for you, and to be what you've always imagined, or what you want to be, or what your potential, could be, because your perspective is different, your perspective is skewed, and like, your perception is everything. Like, how you perceive everything really, really matters. I find myself saying so often, I'm so blessed over the littlest things. Like, literally, I'm so blessed. And I couldn't, I don't know, I couldn't, yeah, I couldn't ask for anything less than, how blessed I truly am. Um, yeah, I don't know. Let me pause this, and I want to just pause this by saying taking a break from stuff is really hard. And I'm kind of showing myself and then coming back to it, it's really hard. Um this episode, and this is like a transparency moment. This episode is supposed to be 1 hour long, and I have already discussed all of the topics already. I'm not pacing myself. I'm losing my train of thought. And yeah, but when I was, when I first started doing this and I was doing it so consistently, it was very hard at first, but because it was, I was increasing everything by 15 minutes, I did great. But you have to, like, certain things are just like, you have to practice your skills or you will lose them. And I think that's like very important. That's a good thing to just keep in the back of your head. Like, you can take a break from something. And even when it comes to like photography and videography, like, bro, you just, or just anything that you want to be great at, bro, just practice all the time. Because the second you decide to stop practicing is the second that you decide to be the same forever. And yeah. And the next time you pick it up, you'll be feeling kind of how I feel, which is a little embarrassed because, damn, bro, I done said all the topics. I'm getting off topic. And, like, that's normal for me to get off topic, to ramble a little bit. But, damn, I'm getting off topic. I'm losing my train of thought. The ADHD brain is kicking in. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to film this episode anymore. And that's because I've already said everything that I need to say because I haven't paced myself. And, I have a certain, like, I'm not following the outline. I don't even have the outline up. And, like, this type of shit is really, really, really important. And, I'm not following, my formula that helps me get through these episodes. And I don't know, I hope this is just inspirational to somebody. Like, yo, it's not always easy. It's not always easy. But just because it's not always easy doesn't mean that, you still can't create and experience great things. Um, just to, like, I guess recap and tie myself back in. I started this episode talking about love and how me and my girl were right person, wrong time. Hopefully she's still my girl when this comes out. That would be very embarrassing, which, this kind of goes back to the relationship centered thing, but fuck it. We're just go back to those episodes. But right person, wrong time. I think energy never dies. And this is why it's important, like, when you date somebody, like, this is why, like, like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really understand certain shit, but this is why when you've talked to somebody in a romantic manner, um or you've just experienced someone, it's really hard for y'all to just be friends. Even if you no longer see them in a romantic way, the right circumstances could reignite that spark because it never went anywhere. It never died. It just, it might have transformed. But I don't believe that exes can truly be friends. And yes, I am friends with one of my exes, and, like, we are truly just friends, but there's definitely, like, a lot of boundaries that we do have, and certain just lines don't really get crossed out of respect for her partner, and then when I do have a partner, and then also just out of respect for us. And I think that's the only way that exes can be friends, if y'all have a lot of boundaries. But I don't think, yeah, I energy just doesn't die. Like, and I've kind of just shown myself this, like, you truly can't, like, it's really hard to be friends with your exes, or be friends, like genuine friends with somebody that you find attractive and you've dealt with in a romantic manner. And when people be in relationships and they be going off on their partner for, um, but they would just be going off on a partner for, having, like, being friends with their exes, or like, having a person they used to talk to their face. Like, this is really what it is. And I'm explaining this because I was a little bit like the blind side. I was a little bit in denial, and now I fully understand it. And maybe that's just maturity. That's just me experiencing more shit. But yeah, I'm very much so okay. If I used to fuck with you, we cannot be friends. I don't want to be friends. Um, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And then, like, when it comes to experiencing and seeking the right opportunity at the wrong, or the right opportunity, wrong time, shit, it happens. A life is a big ass living and learning journey. At least that's what I'm learning. So many times that I said learning. But it's okay, like, it truly is okay to, I guess, to mess up. Like, yeah. Your 20s are so hard. And a lot of people give people in their 20s grace. Okay, I lied. A lot of people don't give people in their 20s grace. And I say that, but a lot of people know how hard your 20s are. The 20s, you don't get a lot of grace. If you're in your 20s and you're still living at home, you're judged. If you're in your 20s and you're still doing this and you're still doing that, you're judged. But, or at least maybe that's from the culture or the environment that I come from. Like, you're really judged. But, like, bro, being in your 20s is not easy. You are a baby compared to these people who have been adulting for years. And then another thing, the rules of being an adult are constantly changing. When I was a little kid at 18, you could go buy cigarettes. When I was in high school, it changed from 18 to buying cigarettes to 21. So that's just like a small example of, oh, the rules are changing. The world is changing, and certain things that your parents might have prepared you for, or the generation before might have tried to tell you to do, it might not be relevant anymore. And that's okay. But that's why, like, yeah, just being in your 20s is really hard. And it's okay. Like, you just gotta give yourself grace, man. And that's not easy to do, but that's why, but like, you gotta believe you can give yourself grace. You gotta believe that, you can treat yourself softly. And that's like really what self-belief is, just treating yourself softly, believing in yourself no matter how many times you fuck up, no matter how many times, you drop the ball, or you do this or you do that. It really truly does matter. Um and sometimes it's okay to go back to old stuff, and as long as it was healthy, and if it ended in a respectful manner. Me leaving BCU, but it ended in a respectful manner. I went through a lot. I still had the connections. I still had a lot of healthy things to look forward to at BCU. And what my issue was that made me leave BCU, I solved that, and then I was able to come back, and I look at BCU completely different than I once did before. And even when it comes to romantic situations such as mine, I've done a lot of growing up, done a lot of evolving, and now I think I can mess with someone and it be like someone from the past, and it be a better situation. But I don't know. We'll see. It's called I Got My Heart Broken and decided to make podcast. So the next episode, I might be telling y'all something different. Like, yeah, dating people is crazy. You just gotta stay on your toes with me. But that's it. That's all. I hope you have a great day. I hope life is treating you well. I hope you take care of yourself. And yeah, that's it. That's all. Adios.